Hey guys, so I'm going to answer the question today, can attachment theory explain abusive relationships and how so? So I believe that attachment theory can explain abusive relationships to a certain degree, but not fully. It kind of opens up into one part of why a person may help contribute to an abusive situation where a person may be abusive toward another person, but it doesn't fully explain. I think that many things come into play, and that not one true event can fully affect the outcome of our lives. And so I think that all things come together in order to do that. And so another thing is that when I was going through the course material this week, Kochanska, I hope I said that right, 2001 showed that children with insecure attachment showed an increase in negative emotions. So that shows that students who have attachment difficulties or insecure attachments are more likely to show those more negative emotions, such as fear, such as anger, that will contribute to those negative relationships. So that's how that can kind of play a part. It also showed that avoidant children became increasingly more fearful at 33 months. And so that that could easily show into an abusive relationship as well. And then resistant children showed greatest developmental decrease of positive emotion over time, which basically just means that they showed an increase of a negative emotion, and that the joy and the things that they were looking at in their study, the joy factor was not increased significantly. And it also showed the most distress, which is extremely concerning because those are some things that can lead to those abusive relationships and abusive personalities, really. Also, the Robarth, Schiess, and Posner study in 2013 showed that when children on the defense system are not able to withdraw, it promotes them to do that fight. So, for example, if you're in an abusive relationship as an adult, and you are not able to kind of retract from the situation. Maybe it's your spouse, you guys are arguing about dinner, whatever, and you're not able to withdraw from it because it's your spouse, you live with them on a daily basis. It may promote you to have that fight response more regularly, which may end up leading to aggression. And then also the approach style, when their goals are blocked, they show more anger and aggression. So if they're not able to get to their goal, and this is really kind of seen in a lot of different personality types, but essentially, those people who kind of are trying to manipulate people or situations, a lot of personality disorders deal with that. And so when they're able to not do that, reach that goal of getting what they want, whether that be their spouse kind of being submissive in a certain situation, or maybe not going out when they want them to go out, things like that, they may show more anger and aggression. And so that's what kind of leads to those toxic relationships. And then also orientation. The mother controls orientation, which basically just means that as a baby, the mother controls whether or not you are able to orient yourself to distract yourself from the distress. So if you're feeling distressful, your mom can distract you by making funny sounds, making funny noises, drawing your attention to different toys. But when that's not there, it makes it difficult, because when the caregiver has a detachment and the baby sees that there is no attachment, the levels of negative effect actually increase, which means, again, that those negative emotions are increasing. Fear and anger are increasing when kids are not able to attach to a caregiver. And so this can affect them in life because those patterns, as Freud would believe, would continue throughout their adult life, and that essentially they would be looking for that caregiver. And I do know that Bowlesby also did believe in some of Freud's main aspects, though he did fight some of them as well. And so I think that overall, that aggression, abusive relationships, the attachment theory can absolutely contribute to those in a lot of different ways. And I think those are just some of the ways that they can possibly contribute to those abusive personalities and abusive relationships.